Mr. Chairman, I move that the chairperson of the Committee on Foreign Affairs, Senator Panfilo Lacson, be recognized.
The gentleman from Cavite, Senator Panfilo Lacson, is hereby recognized.
Mr. Chairman, distinguished members of the Commission on Appointments, this representation as the chairman of the Committee on Foreign Affairs presided over a public hearing this morning to deliberate on the nominations of 8 ambassadors extraordinary and plenipotentiary. The committee likewise deliberated on the ad interim appointments of 12 senior officials of the Department of Foreign Affairs, consisting of 2 senior officials who are promoted to the rank of Chief of Mission +1, 4 senior officials promoted to the rank of Chief of Mission +2, 5 senior officials promoted to the rank of Career Minister, and 1 senior official promoted to the rank of Foreign Service Officer +1. Your committee, after deliberating on their qualifications and fitness during the public hearing, determined that they are fit and qualified to be in their posts where they are nominated and appointed, and therefore ruled to recommend to the plenary their appointments for the consent and approval of this body. Mr. Chairman, may I request Ambassador Norolin Tubaira Baha to rise to be recognized. Our nominee has very relevant diplomatic credentials, particularly at the Philippine embassies in Athens, Greece, and Berlin, as well as leadership posts at the Office of the United Nations and other international organizations where she has been consistently commended for her meritorious accomplishments. Mr. Chairman and distinguished colleagues, it is a great privilege and honor to recommend that this body give its consent to the nomination of Ambassador Norolin Tubaira Baha as Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary to the Republic of South Africa, with concurrent jurisdiction over the Republic of Botswana, Kingdom of Eswatini, Kingdom of Madagascar, Republic of Mauritius, Republic of Mozambique, Republic of Namibia, Republic of Zambia, and Republic of Zimbabwe, with the rank and emoluments of a Chief of Mission +1. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved.
Mr. Chairman, this representation requests Ambassador Eduardo Eco Capunan Jr. to stand up and be recognized. Our nominee is a pride of Philippine Military Academy's snappiest, the class of 1971, the same PMA class to which another one of your own, former Ambassador Marciano Painor Jr. belongs, a cavalier and mista or classmate, a friend, a venerable public servant with a colorful and challenging military career. His over 31 years of successful management and leadership experience and sound reputation to get things done in the face of challenging goals will be instrumental in carrying out his mandate as a diplomat. To this end, Mr. Chairman and distinguished colleagues, it is my distinct privilege and honor to recommend that this body give its consent to the nomination of Ambassador Eduardo Eco Capunan Jr. as Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary to the Federal Republic of Germany with the rank and emoluments of a Chief of Mission +1. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
The chair will not listen to any objection to this nominee because otherwise Senator Lacson and Senator Nasan will not forgive me. Therefore, motion is approved.
Mr. Chairman, it is also my privilege to present Ambassador Juniper M. Mahilum West. Our subject nominee has ably represented our country in her foreign postings at the Philippine embassies in Paris, France, Geneva, Switzerland, and Toronto, Canada. In her current designation as the Assistant Secretary of the Office of ASEAN Affairs, she has steered the Philippine participation in establishing mechanisms to support the ASEAN's collective response to COVID-19 and to assist in setting our COVID-19 priorities. Mr. Chairman, it is my privilege and honor to recommend that this body give its consent to the nomination of Ambassador Juniper M. Mahilum West as Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary to the French Republic with concurrent jurisdiction over the Principality of Monaco with the rank and emoluments of a Chief of Mission Class 1. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Any objection? Chair hears none. The motion is approved.
Mr. Chairman, next in line is Ambassador Dina Joy D. Amatong. Ambassador Amatong entered the Foreign Service in 1997, and since then, she has made significant strides to represent our country in her overseas posts at the Philippine embassies in Buenos Aires, Argentina, Brussels, Belgium, Paris, France, and Vienna, Austria. Mr. Chairman and distinguished colleagues, it is my privilege and honor to recommend that this body give its consent to the nomination of Ambassador Dina Joy D. Amatong as Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary to the Lao People's Republic with the rank and emoluments of a Chief of Mission Class 2. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Any objection? Hearing none. Motion is approved.
Mr. Chairman, Ambassador Igor Garlit Bailen. Our nominee wears many hats, so to speak, a lawyer, an educator, and a writer, who has also distinguished himself as the top notcher of the Foreign Service Officer Examinations in 1996. He has taken important roles in diplomatic services, such as in Paris, France, as the permanent delegate of the Philippines to UNESCO in various capacities, and as a minister of the Philippine Mission to the United Nations in New York, USA. Mr. Chairman and distinguished colleagues, it is my privilege and honor to recommend that this body give its consent to the nomination of Ambassador Igor Garlit Bailen as Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary to the Russian Federation with concurrent jurisdiction over the Republic of Armenia, Republic of Belarus, and Republic of Kazakhstan with the rank and emoluments of a Chief of Mission Class 2. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Any objection? Chair hears none. Motion is approved.
Mr. Chairman, Ambassador Enrico Trinidad Pos. A lawyer and a diplomat by profession, Ambassador Pos has notable accomplishments as the Assistant Secretary of the Office of Migrant Workers Affairs, particularly in leading the repatriation of our distressed overseas Filipino workers amid the COVID-19 pandemic. He also has well-reputed foreign service during his stints at the Philippine Embassy or Mission in Washington, D.C., USA, and Geneva, Switzerland. Mr. Chairman and distinguished colleagues, it is my privilege and honor to recommend that this body give its consent to the nomination of Ambassador Enrico Trinidad Pos as Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary to the Kingdom of Norway with concurrent jurisdiction over the Republic of Iceland with the rank and emoluments of a Chief of Mission Class 2. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Any objection? Chair hears none. Motion is approved.
Mr. Chairman, Ambassador Marie Charlotte Golin Tang. Our nominee has been well recognized for her valuable service and accomplishments in foreign policy development and in her overseas postings, particularly in The Hague, the Kingdom of the Netherlands, and in Guangzhou and Beijing of the People's Republic of China. Mr. Chairman and distinguished colleagues, it is my privilege and honor to recommend that this body give its consent to the nomination of Ambassador Marie Charlotte Golim Tang as Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary to the Republic of Kenya with concurrent jurisdiction over the Republic or over the Democratic Republic of Congo, Republic of Malawi, Republic of Seychelles, Federal Republic of Somalia, Republic of South Sudan, United Republic of Tanzania, Republic of Uganda, Republic of Rwanda, Republic of Burundi, and Union of the Comoros with the rank and emolument of a Chief of Mission Class 2. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Any objection? Hearing none. The motion is approved.
Mr. Chairman, last but definitely not the least in our roster, Ambassador Marian Jocelyn R. Tirol Ignacio. Our nominee has competently served the Department of Foreign Affairs since 1996 and gained leadership roles at the offices of the ASEAN Affairs and the United Nations and other international organizations. She also has relevant roles at the Philippine embassies in Stockholm, Sweden, and Tokyo, Japan. During her stint, she puts a premium on important matters of biodiversity and climate change, and digitalization and cyber security. Mr. Chairman, I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
Mr. Chairman and distinguished colleagues, it is my privilege and honor to recommend that this body give its consent to the nomination of Ambassador Marian Jocelyn R. Tirol Ignacio as Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary to the Negara, Brunei, Darussalam with the rank and emoluments of a Chief of Mission Class 2. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
Mr. Chairman, I would also like to recommend to the Commission the confirmation and the ad interim appointments of the following officials to the rank of Chief of Mission Class 1. Mr. Narciso Teodoro Castañeda. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Any objection? Hearing none, approved.
Ms. Gina Alagon Hamoralin. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Any objection? Hearing none, approved.
Mr. Chairman, I would also like to recommend to the Commission confirmation of the ad interim appointments of the following officials to the rank of Chief of Mission Class 2. Ms. Nina Padilla Cainglet. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Any objection? Hearing none, approved.
Ms. Maria Teresa Santa Maria Lazaro. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Any objection? Hearing none, approved.
Mr. Porfirio Maralit Mayo Jr. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Any objection? Hearing none, approved.
Mr. Ivan Frank Modiquillo Olea. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Any objection? Hearing none, approved.
I would also like to recommend to the Commission the confirmation of the ad interim appointments of the following officials to the rank of career ministers. Mr. Arvic Ventura Arevalo. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Any objection? Hearing none, approved.
Ms. Melanie Rita Balisi Diano. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Any objection? Hearing none, approved.
Ms. Mary Jennifer Domingo Dingal. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Any objection? Hearing none, approved.
Mr. Brian Dexter Burgos Lao. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Any objection? Hearing none, approved.
Ms. Leia Victoria Carada Rodriguez. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Any objection? Hearing none, approved.
Finally, Mr. Chairman, I recommend the confirmation of the ad interim appointment of Ms. Rachel Ann Lindain Oronce to the rank of Foreign Service Officer Class 1. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Any objection? Hearing none, approved.
Maraming salamat po, Ginoong Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Lacson, the chairman of the Committee on Foreign Affairs. Majority Leader?
Mr.